somewhere along the line, I ended up with some friends that had meth and opiates and everything under the sun, and seems like one day I woke up and my life was gone, and I had lost my house, I had lost my cars, and I finally decided that that was enough. I just couldn't handle even thinking that my daughter could live a harder life for her if I continued to use meth while I was pregnant. I didn't want to destroy her life because I couldn't get my stuff together. And then after I had her, I had been sober that entire time I was pregnant, well, from meth, and it was my birthday, so she was about a month old. I told Andrew, my fiance, like, let's go out and have fun tonight because it could be just a weekend thing, and that was completely wrong. We used meth on my birthday, and the next week we barely seen my daughter, our daughter. My mom had her. I remember my mom telling me that she didn't know if we were even going to come back for her, and that was really hard to hear, but thank God I did, because I looked in the mirror and I was like, I cannot do this. And every time I did see our daughter, she would cry every time I'd hold her when I was using, because she knew that her mom wasn't right. Started dabbling in Oxycontin and opiates and things like that, because again, I thought it was better than shooting meth, because I feel like at the time I thought I could live a somewhat normal life. I could take care of my daughter, I could get up and I could function, rather than being on meth. I couldn't function at all. And I think it was about a week of me and Andrew taking pills pretty hard, to where we had said, let's go to the methadone clinic or UCS and try to get something going, because I told him, I said, I think I can see myself just sliding down that horrible hill, Thank God I walked into UCS, because my fiance's mom had went there for quite a few years, and she had talked about it a lot, and my fiance had been there a couple years before we had met, and so I figured it was worth a try to get my life back on track, because I didn't know who I was at the time. The counseling really helped me open my eyes to see that I wasn't necessarily the problem. It was my addiction and my disease, and that really helped, along with the methadone, because that helped me. Before I was on methadone, I would wake up every day and think about using, and I struggled to even get by, whether it be meth or a pill or anything, that's like the first thing I thought of in the morning. It was almost like how people think about eating breakfast. That was my breakfast, it was something that I had to do to even function. Once I started taking my methadone and the cravings going away, I found myself waking up in the morning and thinking about eating breakfast and, getting dressed to go to work, and I was able to function. I had a full-time job. I was a CNA again, which I had loved doing before I had got addicted to drugs, and I could take care of my daughter and just enjoy life. Well, with my mom, we had lost our relationship completely. We were always very close, and when I started taking methadone and I was sober, we started doing things together again. We would go on our little mom-daughter dates, and we would take my daughter too, and it was so nice for all of us to be able to be together and to go do those things. And my mom and I are best friends to this day. I mean, there's not a day that goes by that we don't talk to each other multiple times a day. My daughter and I have 2 daughters now, but my oldest daughter, she's my saving grace, and I think we'll always have a special bond because we went through so much together. It does get better. You might not think that you'll ever be able to function or to live or even to grow as an individual, but you can. You can do so much. Even just finding sobriety and finding yourself and the people that you love being in your life after, recovery. It just is amazing to think about. And look at me. I am living proof of, recovery, battling depression, anxiety, everything, and I live a great life.